Hey there, Gemini. Welcome to your reading for the week of December 25th. This week, definitely check out astrojar.com for more awesome readers and astrologers. But let's see what we have coming up for you here. You start off with the Queen of Diamonds. I feel like this is a card that is talking about you harvesting something at this time. Normally I say this card has to do with choice, but for you, I feel like it's talking about needing, I feel like it's you kind of getting something actually. So, some sort of harvest coming in. Again, this could be through a raise, it could be a gift somebody gives you of money, or it could be you seeing kind of like the fruits of your labor, so to speak. Could be you seeing results from work that you've been doing for quite a long time. Funny enough, for some of you, I'm getting that this could be on a relationship. So maybe a lot of you have been putting a lot of time into some sort of relationship, and maybe now you start to see, you get some sort of commitment from the other person, or, something else. So again, I don't feel like this has just to do with money. I feel like it could be a relationship, or again, it could be, anything else that you're working on in life as well. So very interesting message, and definitely a good card. Next, you have the Seven of Hearts. I think it's, the holidays, so everybody is traveling or going home. A lot of you could be going home or visiting family. This card represents your family. It's a card that represents your roots, basically where you are from. So a lot of you could be spending time with family and, going home at this time. It's a very good card for, doing all of those things, and, seeing that happen. It's also a good card for commitments. So again, in relationships, it can be a good card. What I will say is that if you are in some sort of short-term relationship, this can represent a short-term relationship. It can just represent, the relationship ending very quickly, especially if you get into one like this week. It could represent a quick relationship, but it usually represents a quick relationship that has something to teach us, or something that we need to, kind of listen to, or some sort of lesson that we need to learn. So again, I'm getting kind of like a lot of different messages on this card for you. Next, you have the Nine of Spades, a very good card for consulting work I'm getting. So again, any of you who are consultants, I think, a lot of Geminis are, kind of have that mind to be a consultant, or to, do something along those lines. So very good for consulting work. Also, funny enough, this card represents seasonal work. So if any of you need money, it would probably be a good time for you to look for seasonal positions or anything like that. I think that over the next few years, it's one of those things where if you want a job, I think you should just take what you get, So if you get something, even if it's not perfect for you, you take it and then to just continue to look for something else. I think that's kind of going to be the name of the game for the near future. I think if you do that, you'll actually get something you want much faster. I think the problem is right now that a lot of people, they don't get exactly what they want, so they just don't take a job, and they just don't have a job. So, with this card, I would say, if you get something, if you get offered something, you might want to take it, and then just keep looking on the side. Because this card kind of rewards that kind of forward movement. This card is called the Anchor, and it can lock us into place wherever we are. So it's one of those, it's kind of challenging, because it's one of those things where it says, if you don't have a job, maybe you've been offered lower level jobs that you don't really want, and it's kind of like a test from the universe saying well, if you take this, then you'll get something else that you want in the very near future. It's kind of trying to see if you're really willing to break out of your kind of comfort zone in a lot of ways. So I definitely would encourage you to do that, because if you do that, you have the Ace of Diamonds, card of success, abundance, more money coming in, profits, all sorts of things. So this is a very good card for money. I do think that next year will be a good money year for you in general, so I'm not really worried about that, but definitely a good card for money and more money coming in. Next, we have the Four of Clubs. Four of Clubs is a card of your thoughts being in line with the truth, I feel like, this week. So I do feel like a lot of you are kind of going to feel very mentally balanced, really, this week. And are, I think that, you need to trust your gut, I would say, this week, and trust your kind of first instinct on anything that you're doing at this time with this card. And then finally, you have the Seven of Spades, two sevens, internal fears that don't exist. So again, definitely let go of your fears. But this card can represent messages. I do think that you could be receiving important messages this week. Even the Ace of Diamonds can even be a card of messages, or receiving some sort of message from people around you. Could be literal, could be intuitive. So definitely pay attention to the messages around you. This card would more represent a paper message, a letter, even an email, even though it's not really paper, and something along those lines. So again, pay attention to those messages. I would actually encourage you, even with the the Four of Clubs here, if you've been waiting for something in your to come to your email address or something like that, I would I would make sure that you check your spam folder and all that other stuff, because again, Four Clubs can represent retrograde. If you've been waiting for mail from the post office, I would check, I would if you haven't received something, I would go check with the post office or something. Even me, just this week, they changed my name on my mailbox for no reason to the completely wrong name, to somebody that lived here like 3 times ago. So, there's all sorts of weird stuff happening there. So if you're missing something, I would definitely go looking for it. I think that's what the cards say as well. Especially if you're waiting for important paperwork, legal paperwork, with that 9 of spades, legal paperwork, and or emails and things like that, because you've probably received it, but you just actually didn't receive it. So that's, I think, what the cards are saying. So looks like a good week. And again, 9 of spades can represent justice, by the way. So a lot of you could be kind of seeing a turnaround in the energy, but looks good. So thank you for watching and enjoy your week.